Hi, Libra. This is your January, January 2000. Listen to me, 2000. January 2020. And it's funny because twos just keep coming out of my mouth. So, right off the bat, we're talking about harmony and balance. But I was wanting to say December, which is also technically a number three. So, you could be definitely dealing with issues from last month, kind of like haunting you on like the decisions that you made. Or just somehow your ghosts of last month. But what I'm getting is all right, this month mainly is going to be about your inner emotional security, karmic lessons within your inner emotional security, your true self, your roots, your home and home. Because I'm getting, for some of you, this is dealing with your creativity. For some of you, this is dealing with lovers, your expression, finding your true self and enjoying it and realizing and accepting it. But I'm getting relationship grief with yourself. Like communication that you have with yourself. Or where you might be fighting your ego. And for some of you, I'm also getting physical sickness. Some of it's relationship grief. Some of it could be physical sickness being caused by the relationship grief. Definitely joint finances, joint efforts, joint relationships, joint resources, transformation that's taking place within them, and self-judgment versus family judgment, and figuring out your personal interests. All right, Libras, across the board in one form or another, it's dealing with your universal fourth house and your universal fifth house because you're a Libra and we're going through Capricorn season and then we'll be entering Aquarius season after the 21st. Okay, so I'm getting solar plexus and heart chakra, your will, your I am power. And then feeling that power within the relationships to will it to be so. The heart versus the head. If you're watching it as a Libra and you're like a moon Libra, then I'm in your emotions, more or less, in that inner emotional security and that universal fourth house, and finding new creative personal interests that help you truthfully platform your inner emotional security in ways that help you grow and mature. If it's not your emotional house, then in one way or another, as a Libra, this is still coming into that home, getting to the roots, the true roots of yourself, the true real self. It still has to do with the foundations of creating the karmic lessons that create the inner emotional security in one way or another. And that has to do with being able to be creative, to be who you are, to be comfortable with who you are and enjoy who you are. And whatever your creative expression is. By trusting in your spiritual urges, trusting in your truths, trusting in the community that you have surrounded yourself in. And if it's not a community you can surround yourself with, it's time to get rid of that community. But this is about being responsible to yourself and regeneration cycles. So are you regenerating and starting a new, healthy rebirthing? Or are you hooked on the idea of what always has been good, but maybe you're starting to find out really isn't? Are you worried about your reputation is what I'm getting? If you change, if you stand up for yourself, if you start doing things that work for your inner emotional security instead of everyone else's, this is time to be responsible to yourself, because this is how the karmic debts get paid, with the how you communicate to self. With your own judgment of self, overcoming your grief, sorrow, shame, and blame within relationships of your past. Some of this is going to have to do with things that you need to tell other people, confide in other people, or finally confront and bring out something that you're no longer supposed to hold it within yourself. It's time to bring the truth forward, because that's how transformation has dealt with. That's how securities become found, by facing them, is what they're saying. Overcome some of the shit you've told yourself in the past is acceptable, but it's not. Let's see. Who else is coming forward for Libra? Because that was a little confusing, and I'm trying to validate that, please. I have a deck sitting inside of that deck, so I had to validate. All right, we're going to see where they take us. We'll come for that deck in a second. Some of this is also dealing with your professional world, your professional community. But I keep getting responsibilities to self and no more mental illness. Responsibilities to self, no more mental illness is what I'm getting. No more bad talking yourself. No more thinking lower of yourself. For the month, I didn't even get it out. First off, get some rest. This is telling you to take care of you, love you, pamper you, do things for you right off the bat. Plus, if you're out of rest and out of balance, you can't be creative. It screws up your emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical. In order for you to be healthy and in balance, your one means all four of you, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, must be in balance for creativity to truly be found. Allow the balance and the pampering and the self-love to motivate you into a new direction, to help you to understand what is good for you and how to flourish and nurture yourself. That wasn't my words, that was theirs. Take the next step now, which I feel like is still these two steps together. You know, taking time to pamper yourself, taking time to love yourself, taking time for meditation, taking time for healthy diet, taking time for healthy people in your life, healthy things that help you rest and get in balance. With that will help you get motivated to go after the right things and continue to do the right thing. Keep on that step and keep the faith. Is there anything here that I'm not seeing for the month of January for Libras? You have the Hanged Man. So this is a time of just sitting still for a moment. Sit still for a moment. Get right with self, period. Sit still for a moment. Get right with self. Get right with your inner emotional security. Learn the lessons of true, soulful healthiness and inner peace. Learn the lessons of being able to create that within yourself. This does not mean that you can't move forward. This says you're taking a moment in time for you so that the move forward is truly and honestly healthy for you. Is there anything else here? Spirit says this is a time of higher education for you. This is the Three of Pentacles. However, it came in upside down. And so is the Two of Swords. They both came in upside down. Now, for me, this is more or less saying that you've been doing anything but that. Ooh, my cards are trying to fall. It feels like you've been doing anything but taking time for you. You've been doing, that I can't make up a decision for myself thing. I love everybody else more than I love me thing. And to be honest, it seems like Spirit's about done with you on that. I don't know how else to put it. I feel like they're like, I'm giving you the warnings. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you get right with yourself. But only you can get right with yourself. And that means you have to will it to be so. And that's pretty much what I'm feeling like they're trying to say. It's not like they're done with you. But what I am getting is only you can will you to be so. Because the Three of Pentacles is pride in doing a good job. Well, there's no pride here. It's upside down. And this is taking the time for peace and balance, trying to figure it out, but you're upside down. You're doing anything but finding that peace and balance. They're saying, stop. This is time for the Hanged Man. This is time not to realize that this is self-sacrifice for the right reasons, not for self-undoing, not for self-deception, not for self-sacrifice of other people. This is saying, when are you going to sacrifice for yourself? When are you going to give to yourself? And considering Libras are going to be walking through that universal fourth house and into that fifth house, this is all about your inner emotional security. And are you willing to truly do the things that you must in order to do that? It would actually be this way. Nope, I flipped it upside down. This is the Golden Fields, the triumphant return. This is Nine of Pentacles, but it came in upside down. Again, this is you blocking yourself. This is you blocking yourself over and over again, going down the same road again, is what it feels like. This is you not finding the spiritual growth that you need because it was coming out upside down again. This is, you've been fighting yourself. You've been fighting yourself and not getting what you need. But judgment is in your favor. All you have to do is surrender to it. Judgment is in your favor. All you have to do is admit to yourself and those around you what your truths are, what you desire, what you need. And then stick with it. What else is going on in up close and personal relationships? Because this is what I feel like you're taking me to. Up close and personal relationships for Libra. Up close and personal relationships for Libra. What I keep hearing is asking yourself if you are truly enjoying it. Religion and spirituality. This could be saying you're coming into a new level of soulfulness, a new level of truth. But this could also be saying, are you still held by the old idea? the old ideas, and you're not allowing yourself to bloom, more or less. I mean, this is black and blue. Black is protective energies, but black can also be darkness because of what you fear. But the blue is courageous and intelligent. So are you fearing being courageous and intelligent? Or are you protected because you know you are? And then what will you choose within the relationship? It's an end of an era. It's an end of an era. It's an end of, and we're getting this across the board. I've been saying for 20, 30, and 40 years, relationships are coming to an end. This is an end of an era, an end of a way of thinking that relationships are healthy when they no longer are. They never were. We just didn't understand. This is the time to put that behind you and start creating healthy relationships. But they must start with yourself. Up close and personal. Listen to your emotions. Understand your emotions. Sometimes emotions are just emotions and they're finding their way of working themselves out. But sometimes emotions, even when they're bad, are very powerfully good. Okay, I used to always, a lot of times when I'm working with people, I say it's always amazed me how when, and see, because this purple is opalish. It's kind of dark emotional energies, waters, but yet shiny and luminescent. I explain to people a lot of times, my vibrations get at their very highest when I'm pissed off. That's not because being mad is a good thing, but that means you're so mad that you're no longer lying to yourself. When you learn how to understand what the emotions truly are teaching you, there's a whole new level of understanding of emotions, because now you're understanding they're actually teaching you something. Like I said, being mad and anger and full of rage does not mean it's a good thing, but it is teaching you when you're no longer lying to yourself. When you start to understand what these emotions are trying to teach you on a spiritual level, on a higher soulful level, and telling you what's healthy and what's unhealthy and why, then that helps your emotions to actually point you in the right direction. This is about healing the past, letting go of the past, surrendering the past, but honoring it at the same time. You can't hide it in a closet and pretend that it's not real, or that it never hurt, or that it didn't happen. And you don't need to go down the same road again. But this is how you heal the past, by understanding these emotions, allowing the era to come to an end, and find the true soulfulness in what happened and what it taught you, and where now you need to take it. A brand new creative expression is what Spirit is saying. Is there anything else here for up close and personal? Up close and personal. Understand intellect. Everybody has a different way of viewing things, and it may not be the same as yours. This is why they're telling you to have courage. You still need to face whatever it is you need to face, but that does not mean that others will understand or agree. What am I missing in up close and personal? Up close and personal for Libras for the month of January. Up close and personal. You are having a tower moment in reverse. The tower happens when the destruction happens, so the new beginning is. You're still fighting this. You're not allowing the tower to fall. You're holding on to something that's no longer good. Period. You're holding on to something that's no longer good. You're getting in your own way. You're being the witness to your own illness, is what I'm getting in many cases. This is, warnings of human pride being upside down. You're not getting those warnings. You're trying too hard. This is that Libra energy. You want so much for balance that you're not allowing balance to be made. You're trying to control it. But this is coming from your unconscious mind. Yep. This is the Five of Pentacles. This is anxiety, doubt, worry, concerned. This is you not being able to surrender because you're afraid of it. There's something that you need to face, but you're afraid to face it, and it will set you free. This has to do with overcoming it. This is the Four of Cups in reverse. This is saying there's something that you've let go and you're afraid to go back after. And because of it, it's still dominating. It's dominating the love that you have for yourself and the love that you could have for the relationship with someone else. It's taking away the Two of Hearts. Two of Hearts. The Two of Clubs. It's taking away what you really want, what you really desire. The Devil is coming in upside down. This is you still holding on to sabotage, shadows of primal energies, of primal passion, primal needs, but self-sabotage is you're doing things because you think that it's going to be the best for you, but really it's working out against you. Yeah. You need to speak up. You need to speak up, but you're not doing it. And if you don't start doing it, justice is going to turn and it won't be in your favor. Is what I'm getting. This is completely free will. It's all up to you. You got the Lovers coming in upside down. This is you not facing yourself and not facing the relationship that needs to be faced. I'm not even going to go any further. Because if this is so out of control, then those others aren't going to be going for you any. It's going to be starting to crumble and fall apart as well. And this is all about, yeah, I mean, it's the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. If you don't stand up for yourself now, and you don't have courage, don't be courageous enough to go after what you truly desire, your inner emotional security, face yourself, your wants, and what you truly need from your lovers, your personal interests, your dating, your sex, your romance, your friends. If you don't go after what you truly want and desire, everybody else is going to have it, and everything that you have in your life is going to keep crumbling until you learn how to stand up for yourself. And it's that simple. It's free will. You just have to will to have more will than those who would will you to go against your will. I love you. For once, will something for yourself. Bye, guys.